break, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. And we are on TDC, your TV channel in Halton region with the extraordinary Kevin Rempel. Some of you know him as Paralympic sledge hockey superstar. Many of you know him as the ongoing legend, just Kevin Rempel, that's doing breakthroughs for your teams, and also massive advocate for the importance of parasport and the importance of parasport for all of us with disabilities that are listening today, and for the world to realize that breakthroughs come from the qualities that are completely transferable for all of you. So, for those of you who grabbed a pen on the break, Kevin, will you very quickly recap the three variables that make a superhero were?
Yeah, the three principles of the hero mindset. Number one, we must accept responsibility.
Yes, and those are the superstar follow-up. Uh, and just before that, you also had three variables: courage. What were the definitions of of a
No,
hero?
so we're jumping ahead here. So no,
Yep.
the hero mindset has three principles:
Okay.
accept responsibility, take things one step at a time, and never give up. So those
Never.
three principles make up the hero mindset to become a hero in our own movie.
Yes, because they're
Now,
rooted in what you learned. You learned that a hero has, and you mentioned courage, and you mentioned some of those
yeah,
other
so
variables.
yeah, so we can easily project an idea of what a hero is, but
Mm.
I literally just went to the dictionary. If you look up the definition of a hero in the dictionary,
Yeah,
it's a person who's either admired or idealized for courage, outstanding achievements, or noble qualities.
all of which Kevin has, folks. A
But
lot
all
of.
of which everyone can also live in their own life.
Yes,
That's the message.
the bingo.
Lean on courage and noble qualities. Leave out the achievements piece. Like, how can you exemplify courage in your day-to-day life? What noble qualities do you admire in others that you can also live? Like, it doesn't have to be all three, but when we recognize that's what makes up those hero qualities, those hero tendencies, that's how we can start to live that.
Yes. And that's what's amazing and phenomenal about Kevin's message is Kevin's not saying I'm inspirational. Kevin's saying you are inspirational. You follow these steps, you're going to be just as superhero as Kevin, as Tracy, as you are already as great leaders.
You just got just keep asking yourself too, what is something simple you can improve on every day? It doesn't mean that we all have to go to here's the question. We may not all be looking to go to the Olympics and reach the podium, but ask yourself the question, what's your podium?
Yeah. Yeah. It could be their children, it could be a
It,
promotion.
exactly. It could be just simply finding a job. Living with a disability is hard to get a job sometimes. So maybe it's finding employment. Maybe it's gaining independence. You know, maybe it's learning a new skill set, being able to like function differently with whatever that disability that you have is.
Even your own journey going from chair to walking again took some extraordinary willpower to keep working those muscles.
Yeah, it's repetition. Like, you know, how do you achieve excellence? Is through by doing um, small things very well over a long period of time. Like Keith Cunningham quote, he said, like ordinary actions consistently done create extraordinary results.
And you're receiving extraordinary results in your speaker world. You went from high performance athlete to high performance speaker for folks. So will you let some folks know a little bit about what you're doing today and what's your world look like the last couple years?
Yeah, so I mean, the last couple, like since I finished playing with Team Canada in 2015, full time speaking. Before that, I was part time. So full time speaker, deliver keynotes and workshops. And in addition to that, now that the way the world's reopening, I'm actually able to start to run my team building program again. I have what's called the sledge hockey experience. So I focus on bringing able-bodied people on the ice to experience Paralympic sport and what it's like to live life with a disability. So we run this program out of Toronto. I like to say we're here to get you butt down on the ice for a new perspective. And between speaking and sledge hockey team building, those are my full-time gigs that keep me busy these days.
And people are very lucky in the world to have you bringing that program out and about. And so you talk about how to experience having a disability, and it brings in that diversity and inclusion and equity piece that so many are looking to provide an awareness lens to. But you also talk about that lived experience of trying something new and being a team. Can you elaborate a little bit more about what happens after people get their butts down on the ice?
Yeah, the three areas that I like speaking on the most, that I'm most known for and best at, is mental health, resilience, and change.
Mhm.
And when we look at the world of D&I and people with disabilities, like, it is a broad scope.
Yeah.
The one common denominator that I like to focus on the most is managing change, because whether you have a disability or not, we're constantly going through change. Some of us, of course, have grown up with a disability, some of it acquired it later on in life, but either way, just navigating life through constant change is something we can all relate to. And so, if it's hearing me speak and deliver the hero mindset to help you make that mindset shift, or if it's getting on the ice, but down for that new perspective, it's about recognizing, you know, why, how do we think and why do we think a certain way, and how can we choose to think differently about our situation? Because when you get on the ice, as an example, like I said, most everyone is able-bodied, and we're bringing them there to give them that new perspective.
Yeah.
And so, how else do you have the opportunity? Like, we can put on a blindfold and instantly feel like what it's like to experience being blind. We can tape our hands to like experience what it's like to lose dexterity. And when we get into a sled, you lose the loss of your legs, and all of a sudden you have to think differently. Your mind is wanting to do something that your body will not allow. And so, what people experience is a new understanding of others that increases empathy, that helps you understand like your response to adversity, what your problem solving skills are like, how you handle challenging moments of where you need to exemplify resilience, what your patience is like, improve your communication amongst your team, and also how you will, if you will, choose to step up as a leader and help guide others as they're navigating similar challenges to what you are. So that's what I like to do the most, is help people understand how to shift their mindset, how to navigate change, and whether that's through the keynotes or the workshops in the team building program. That's what they walk away with, is that new perspective on life and people with disabilities.
And themselves.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
It's about developing self-awareness. Like,
Yes.
if we can start to understand, like I said, how we think, why we think, and how we want to think, this is how we start to take control back over our life and then start to move in the direction we want to go.
Yes. Ken Blanchard has a situational leadership model. And, many of us, when we try something new, there is a enthusiastic beginner to it. And we don't actually get to self-reliant high achiever, whether it's a business skill or a life skill or a generating conversation with someone we care about skill in the workplace or in the family or in the neighborhood, until we get through that disillusioned learner. And often people equate that to, a struggle a person with a disability must have. But we are all disillusioned learners, and particularly in this pandemic, we've become, we say, able-bodied people on the ice, but a majority of those folks have all been impacted, not with maybe official title invisible disability, but certainly an invisible impact that we're all getting through change in the entire world. So I would love our listeners, please stay tuned, because this is what I'm going to revisit with Kevin after the break. We are watching Kevin Rempel on TDC on your TV with the Halton Region Today Show. And I'm Unstoppable Tracy. Please stay tuned for right after these messages. We'll be right back.